Hello seekers, Namaste, Shri Matre Namah. Mars, the planet of energy, the planet that rules Aries and Scorpio, which is in the Aries zodiac sign, is now moving to Krittika Nakshatra. It leaves the Bharani Nakshatra and enters into the Agni of Surya, because Krittika is ruled by Sun. Mars, which is a planet of confidence, willpower, ability to function in the most toughest of environment, now enters into the purification fire of Krittika Nakshatra. The nakshatra that represents the first light or the first ray of the sun that glows the earth, that gives the heat and gives the hope. Mangal, which is the mitra of Surya, the friend of the sun, when it enters Krittika Nakshatra, which is a nakshatra of a warrior, this is where, if you have to imagine, the twig breaks open the seed and finds and starts its journey towards the top of the soil, and then it becomes a tree. But the journey starts now. So when Mars enters Krittika Nakshatra, a lot of you, especially if you are a Mars dominant person, if you're born on number 9, 18, 27th, if you are running a Mars Mahadasha or Antardasha, if you are Aries, Scorpio or Taurus ascendant, if you are having moon in Krittika Nakshatra, if your Mars is on the ascendant, with ascendant Lord, or with moon, Mars in Krittika Nakshatra transit becomes a very crucial transit for you, where this Mangal gives you the energy that you need to not only thrive and survive, but also to win. And this is where the Mangal, the blood rushes and increases your potential. Let's discuss. Watch this video till the end, and in the end I am going to give you some remedies. If you want to know more in-depth technical insight about this video, please subscribe to the Divine Circle YouTube membership or the Divine Circle Patreon membership, where I will give some technical extended inputs about the same transit, and the ascendant wise analysis will come soon. So subscribe, stay connected so that you and me can talk to each other more, and you also get notifications. And still, if you are not getting notification, you can follow me on my Instagram channel. The link is in the description box below. Let's start understanding the power dynamics of Mars in Krittika. Now, when you're talking about Mars and you're talking about Krittika Nakshatra, you're talking about strong willpower. It means that you are more focused. The laser sharp focus is here. And if you have lost hope for something, then it reignites that hope. It gives you something to fight. It makes you worthy. It makes the battle worthy. Now, because of the solar energy that is embedded in Krittika, and because it is a sunrise, you should offer water to the sun and chant Hanuman mantra. This is also the time where Mars energy, which is pure masculine energy, can be very direct, can be very upfront. You can be very aggressive and bold, but be careful. If your Mars is, say, debilitated, or if your Mars happens to be in a negative place in the Kundli, then this Krittika Nakshatra can be a misplaced hope or a false desire. This is a time which is exceptionally good for students. Students preparing for competitive examinations or examinations such as IAS or IPS. And this is an exceptionally good time to be more disciplined and focused in life. And people who have Saturn Mars conjunction in their birth chart, or you have Saturn and Mars common placement, that means they are in the same Navamsha, then this is the time when you bring hope and balance together, you start regulating your life. Krittika is the beginning. It is the hope. It gives you security. And therefore, if you have land related problems, financial security related issues, that will get resolved. Nakshatra transit of Mars, where only one pada of Krittika falls in Aries and 3 pada of Krittika falls in Taurus, talks a lot about the nature of Krittika Nakshatra. Krittika begins with Sagittarius Navamsha. Krittika begins with the ambition and desire, but the ultimate aim is to bring peace, security, and a lot of benefits in your life. Mangal can be purified by the fire of Krittika. It can also mean that life is throwing you certain challenges that forces you to be disciplined, that forces you to be more focused, and that makes you redraw your attention lines and attention spans, and you start focusing back to the basics. Because when Mars is in Krittika, and the moment Mars goes in Taurus part of the Krittika, it enters Capricorn Navamsha. More about this on the Divine Circle. Saturn's third aspect falls on Mangal, and it makes Aries go under Papkartari. That means you are restricting your desire for a higher purpose, or maybe you have achieved what you want and now you no longer want to get more. This is a sattvic way of growth. Another thing, it makes you fight for your family, fight for the dharma, and it makes you a kind of a benevolent police inspector that is fighting as like a soldier, protecting the nation, protecting the countrymen, like the on-duty professional, protecting, maintaining the law and order. Which means that in your life, you will be more protective in nature. You will be more concerned about the ups and downs. You will apply your analytical ability to bring back the security in the family. And it can be security through money. Maybe you will give up your ambitions and your desires and your passion to get that one job that brings food on the table for your family. That's a true warrior spirit. And you won't regret it. But you need to know some boundaries of this Mangal also. You should never try to be too aggressive just because something is working your way. When you are dealing with sharp weapons, or if you are dealing with heavy machineries or equipments, be extra careful. Krittika is a piercing nakshatra. Some of you may get hurt or injured by a sharp weapon. So, you need to be smart enough and alert enough to protect yourself from any kind of injury. Especially people who have a negative Mars in the 6th, 8th, or 12th house should be extra cautious, extra careful. Naturally, this is more direct, but a direct Mars can become a harsh Mars. You can, instead of being polite and soft, go fist fighting. That is a bad way, because remember, Krittika may start with Aries, but its three pada happens to fall in Taurus. Taurus is Venus. So it's a Mars, Sun, and Venus conjunction. It's not aggression, it's smart, benevolent thinking. You need to avoid anger. You need to avoid judgments, judgmental nature, unnecessary ego, unnecessary confrontation. Kritika's nature is to pierce, so you go on finding fault in somebody. Don't do that. Don't become overcritical of everything. Don't try to micromanage everything. Mars in Krittika is a never say die kind of planetary energy. But you have to understand the very next nakshatra from Krittika is Rohini. So understand the sequence. Once the sun ray falls on the planet Earth, naturally, what is your duty? Everything is fine. Rohini is making you secured. You have your breakfast and go out for office. Krittika sets the ball in motion. If your morning is extremely heavy and before you eat anything, you kickstart your day with a lot of fighting and your entire day is ruined, understand this sequence. Krittika is waking up, coming to Chetana for a normal layman. For spiritual sadhakas and seekers, this means focusing on your Ishtadev, focusing on the Devi or the Devata where you pray. For the Matra Sadhaka, Krittika Nakshatra may also mean praying to one of the Das Mahavidya or praying to Mata Lalita Tripura Sundari. Now, for people who have very positive Mars, say you have Mars with Sun in Aries or Capricorn, Mars with, say, Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, you have a duty. You need to channelize your aggression through sadhana tapasya and help anybody who seems frustrated, out of balance, lost in thought, or depressed. This planet is affecting everybody. Some of you may handle it well, some of you may get overwhelmed. People with, especially females, with very negative moon, say moon in Scorpio in the 8th house, and if there is a Rahu Ketu impact, you can feel extreme anxious with Mars getting in Krittika. It's like a short circuit. Then you need to go back and start praying to the Divine Mother by chanting Lalita Sahasranam. Lalita Sahasranam is the go-to remedy for everybody. Light a ghee diya. Avoid placing water in the southeast corner. Get up every day before sunrise, and the moment you see the first ray of the sun, not the sky, but the real sun ray from the horizon, when sun rises from the east, offer water to Suryadev by chanting Om Suryaya Namah, Om Adityaya Namah. Practicing Ganesh Atharva Shirsha is also a very, very good remedy. Those who can should pray to Bhagavan Kartikeya or warrior goddess Durga. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita Namastatsya 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 Namo Namaha. Chant this 108 times every day as long as Mars is in Krittika Nakshatra. You will see the magic. And the moment you feel that you are becoming negative, you are becoming irritable, your thoughts are non-coherent, this is the time when you need to sit and meditate and streamline your energy. Mars in Krittika is good for all. Hit your Kundalini and it will function well. For the people, for the viewers and for the seekers from the West, for whom these mantras or these chants such as Sahasranam or Sanskrit chants can be difficult, you should every day, early in the morning, do some exercise, offer water to the sun that you can do without mantra, and write 10 points, 10 good things about yourself. Maybe repetitive every day, but write 10 good things about yourself. What it will do is it will raise your confidence. And once you are reading that, write 5 bad things about yourself, what you should not do. This creates self-awareness when Mars is in the Surya Nakshatra. Don't do this activity in the night. Don't do this activity after afternoon. This should be done only in the morning. This at least you can do from office, from home, from car, from anywhere. And if you can chant a mantra, at least chant Om Durgaye Namaha. Om Durgaye Namaha. This is a Nam Jap. This is no Bija. Bija chanting anyway should not be given on YouTube. Neither it should be done without the guidance of a guru or the guidance of the Divine Mother. One more thing. If you have too many enemies, if you are having any health crisis, or if you see Mars in Krittika is making things worse, then it can be some other problem, Mars making it aggravated. Especially if you are wearing a coral, red coral, then a consultation with a learned astrologer will be recommended to understand what is wrong in your chart. But first you can try anyway to correct it at your own level. You can wear a kumkum tika, the Devi tilak on your forehead. And if for 15 minutes, if you pray to the Devi lighting a ghee diya in front of a Shri Yantra, Mars in Krittika will give you wonderful results. Hope this helps. Ascendant wise video coming soon. Subscribe, stay connected. Shri Matre Namah. Namaste. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit's Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Now Mars in Krittika's transit analysis is already done. So watch that video after this. But this is an ascendant-wise video. Stay tuned till the end to get to know more about your ascendant and your moon sign. You can watch this video both for your ascendant and the moon sign. And do not forget to subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss another update. And if you want to book my consultation, you can drop me an email or say hi on my WhatsApp. Let's start the ascendant-wise analysis for Mars in Krittika Nakshatra. Aries ascendant is going to experience a Mars in Krittika Nakshatra in the first and the second house. This means that you are going to take some very bold initiative to bring major changes in your life. This is a power-packed transit. This is a transit where you are motivated, bold, and you are going to take some major financial decisions. Matters in your own family can be a little heated up, where you are blamed for speaking the truth. You need to manage these energies very politely and being direct but not being harsh. Mars is your 8th lord also, so matters related to inheritance can also be raised in the family. This Mars can create what you can say inheritance related division or talks regarding to that, if that is something that is in your favor. Jupiter in the 4th actually helps you gain finances for real estate. Mars being in Krittika Nakshatra is very aggressive, bold, and therefore this can make you consume some very high, hot, spicy and chili food which is strong in taste, because you will feel that you are having a bland life. You know, in Hindi we say adding tadka. This is Mars's tadka in your life. You have to be very careful here, because one small wrong step, one miscalculation, and it can ruin the relationship. It can help you invest in the right manner, but there will be transformation that will be created just because you have said something, just because you have taken some financial decision. You need to be watchful, especially how you behave with your children. For Taurus, the majority of the Mars in Krittika will be in your first house, making you very angry. You will start taking matters related to your personal security in your own hands. This may make you spend money to save some things. For example, you may feel insecure in your home, so you are adding a video door phone, you are adding CCTV in your home, for an example. Or you add some safety features in your office, you start taking insurance policies for your family and for the office. This is exactly what you should do. Mars in Krittika means sharply regulating your home, your family, your life, and taking control of it without making anybody bothered. Protection before the incident. This can make you hyper, aggressive, always on the toes, and this can make you feel restless at times. In this case, the recommendation will be to relax, to spend your energy on constructive ideas, constructive activities, not 24/7 burning your energy for work, but also for leisure. 12th Lord Mars in Krittika in the first house also brings money from the foreign countries. So overseas revenue will help you. Now this does not take away the fact that Mars may create excessive stress on the body and the mind because of the ongoing circumstance, but you stand to gain because of it. Now, only one problem you will have to manage is exercising excessive control. If you want to have control on your life, but there are few areas where you can't, you will still try with Mars in Krittika. You will have that ray of hope. You will have to understand the limitations and act accordingly. Investing in real estate may be a bad idea right now. Mars' fourth aspect falling on Ketu means you need to first fix the issues, then plan for selling or purchase. For Gemini, this is a journey of Mars from the 11th house to the 12th house. And Mars going in Krittika may sharply increase your expenses, especially things getting damaged because of electricity, fire, over excessive use. Maybe you will just, out of anger, throw your phone on the bed, and unfortunately the phone will fall down on the floor and get broken. It's an expense. So control your anger. 12th house Mars in Krittika shows sharp release of energy also, which means you need to drive carefully, otherwise things can go wrong. Avoid red color in very important events for some days. Mars in 12th in Krittika is very good for Yajna and Havan. Krittika is after all ruled by Agni Dev. So you should basically release that energy through exercise, pranayam, hitting the gym, and also through Yajna and Agni Hotra. Now, 12th house is also your feet. Mars in Krittika means you are walking, you are running around. Your physical activity is increasing, which is good, but you need to ensure that the physical activity doesn't cause a burnout. You are lifting weight in the gym, no ego lifting. You can break a muscle, you can tear a muscle, you can damage your ligaments there. Be very mindful. Expenses will be on the higher side, and this expenses can be out of fear. This expenses can be out of ego and anger. Avoid that, otherwise you will be at loss. The good thing is that Jupiter in the second house ensures that you get right guidance from the family. But I know 12th house Mars may not listen to anybody, especially in Krittika. The Krittika Mars feels invincible. Sometimes it feels that only charging with full potential gives you the solution. No. This is 12th house, a house of surrender. Better to touch the feet of Bhagwan Hanuman. Humbleness and discipline will save you. For Cancer, Mars in Krittika Nakshatra is your 10th Lord in a very active and very positive state. 10th Lord in 10th in Krittika, then goes to 11th in Krittika. It shows very bold, powerful decisions related to career, source of income, your energetic presence in the public, between board members, in front of people when you are presenting, when you are meeting, if you are a social media influencer. This presence of yours pierces the crowd and reaches the intended audience. You want your marketing company to work well, or you want your product to be marketed at the right audience. Mars and Krittika will help you. Jupiter in the first house is an addition. This Jupiter is expanding your identity, and Mars in Krittika is making you shine bright just like the morning sun. So this is a perfect opportunity to scale up your career. You are the better judge here. Whatever your career is in right now, scale it up. But the elderly should be very careful, because your knee or joint or muscle pain can aggravate during this time. So be very careful. Anyone who is playing sports such as football, where your leg movement is very much needed, or say you are a taekwondo player, yes, you will win medals, but be careful, know the limitations of the body. Never forget, Saturn's Pisces presence is always aspecting Taurus, and when Mars enters Taurus part of Krittika, it gets aspected by Shani Dev. Mars is bold, Mars is strong, but needs regulation. Perfect time for your career, good time for competitive examination, good time for people in the energy sector. Leo ascendant natives are already experiencing Ketu in Magha in the first house. Mars, the 9th Lord, goes in the 10th house. When it goes in Krittika, it is in the 9th house, and then Mars moves into the 10th house in Krittika Nakshatra. This means that you are going to, out of frustration, take some very bold step towards your career. Maybe you are like in enough is enough mode. You don't want to test your luck anymore. You just want to charge in. Wait, hold on. Jupiter in the 12th house is expanding your subconscious mind. Understand the importance of the subconscious mind, and then take the call of, hitting somebody with emails or messages. You can vent out your rage, and that is a problem here. Otherwise, the 10th house Mars in Krittika is very good eventually for you. But this Mars has an aspect on the first house. Krittika Mars, which is first 10 degree, is a Mars which will have a very strong aspect on Ketu in the first house, which is within 10 degree of Leo. Therefore, this is the time to reassess, not weaponize your knowledge, reassess the situation. If you are very strong in your mind, if you plan things in the right manner, because Mars is strategy and planning, if you use Saturn's 8th house placement to understand all the ups and downs and all the dark corners of life, Mars in Krittika will guide you to fix your problems. Don't try to win, try to fix. That's the theme for Leo. Mars in this Surya and Agni's zodiac sign in the 10th house helps you basically burn out the negativity from within. But yes, that effort has to be taken. You want to lose your weight, for example, now is the time. Virgo. In case of Virgo, your 8th Lord is going in the 9th house. This 8th Lord movement to the 9th house is something which is very crucial to bring transformation in your life. You can see sudden travel happening. You can also see that your car gets broken and now you're fixing or purchasing a new car because it's a mode of transportation. For Virgo, this is the time when transformation is happening because of your own decisions, and you will take some very bold decision that will change your fate, that will alter everything, and you are also going to defend what you believe in with all your might, which is okay as long as you know what you're defending. Now, people with legal cases might see a lot of traveling to and fro from different cities, so you need to plan that out. Avoid going to hot places, especially if you're from the west and you want to move to a hot place. I don't think this is the right time. It's common sense. Try to save your fuel as much as possible and eat less oily food. You need to reduce your cholesterol if that is high, and this is the time. A 9th house Mars is a kind of Mars that is a Rakshak of Dharma, that protects and upholds the Dharma. So praying to Kal Bhairav, focusing on the do's and don'ts, fighting for the justice and for the right cause, in a legal way obviously, is going to happen. But you need to show a lot of maturity. And well, if you are below 30, I will say voice your opinion with the help of a legal personal, or write it down in your diary. 10 years later, you will understand how your thoughts were racing right now. It's a time of action, but definitely not a time where you will test your luck. In case of Libra, Mars in Krittika is in the 7th house. Then Mars goes to the 8th house. This movement of Mars from the 7th to the 8th house can affect your marriage, can affect business in a big way. Now, Krittika is not a bad nakshatra for Mangal. In fact, it is a nakshatra where Mangal, the Mars, gets a lot of energy, motivation. But this motivation is good if you're looking for investors. In a personal life, Mars may behave in a negative way, can suddenly, because of your speech or because of your action, can result into detrimental events between your in-laws family, in your marriage, and also your connection with your own family and your in-laws family. But what if you're unmarried? If you're unmarried, Mars in 8th house can make you take impromptu decisions, a knee-jerk reaction out of anger, ego, or out of simple energy. You may just, in the heat of the moment, do something or say something that you might regret for the rest of your life. So, a lot of maturity is needed to handle Krittika Mars, especially in the sign of Taurus, because this is your second lord in the 8th house. But if you want to plan your investments, if you're trying to secure your life, if you are looking at all the possible gaps in now and in the future, and you want to fix your future, perfect time is now. Jupiter is supporting you, because for Libra, Jupiter is exalted in the 10th house. This is the time to transform, but in a good way. So it should not be a Mars that is, you can say, attacking aggressive, but it should be more like a defensive offense. For Scorpio, your ascendant Lord Mangal is right now in the 6th house, and it moves to Krittika Nakshatra in the 6th house. From the 6th, it goes to the 7th house. This is very good for people who want to scale up their business. Very good for young entrepreneurs, people in the energy sector, in the, you can say, automobile sector, in the IT and communication sector. Mars functions really well in the 6th house. In the 7th house, Mars can frustrate you with restrictions, a lot of paperwork, guidance coming from, or the feedback coming from the people, from your life partner, and it can put you into dilemma. In Krittika, it just wants to pierce all of this and keep doing what it wants to do. But you should not do that. You should listen to your advice of your life partner. You should listen to the advice of the people and value the feedback. In fact, you should start a mechanism in your company to constantly get the feedback. Krittika is to know the negative, fight it and win it. But that does not mean that you are going to fight your own family. Think about it. Now for Sagittarius, Mangal is your 5th lord and it goes to the 6th house. In Krittika, this is the destruction of all the enemies. So for example, for Sagittarius, if you are facing a lot of enemies, performing a Baglamukhi Havan or Navachandi Yagya is a very good remedy. Praying to Bhagwan Hanuman or Bhagwan Kartikeya is another remedy. But what should you do? You need to control your expense. You will see your debts getting cleared very fast, money getting recovered, land related dispute getting removed, any issue related to your flat, property, asset, car or commercial space will get addressed very aggressively. So don't be surprised if some of your savings goes into repayment of the debt. Also, your productivity can be hit because of these petty issues which are getting cleared quite fast. And because that is happening, you might get irritated. But remember, this is good in the long run. But the moment Mars goes out of Krittika Nakshatra, you need to understand that the humbleness and regulation of energy is important until Mars reaches the 9th house. So for Sagittarius, an 8th house Jupiter and a 6th house Mars is exceptionally good to fix your life. It may not give you immediate profit. In fact, whatever money or profit or gains that you are having is to fix your life. So don't assume that you are actually in the plus sector. Whatever you are getting is to bring back your life on track, which is also a blessing in a way. Mars being in Krittika Nakshatra in the 6th also fixes health related problem. But don't overstress your body, especially your joints, your knees, and take care of the food that you consume. For Capricorn, the Mangal, the 4th lord, is in Krittika now. The moment it goes into Krittika, it goes from the 4th to the 5th house. This Mars is very good for advertisement, advertising industry, journalism, writing, creativity, and especially doing things that leaves a mark not in your life but also in the society. But wait, you cannot become too aggressive, especially with your children. You need to be more humble because Taurus is not aggression. Taurus is safety and security. And Mars in Krittika is kind of energy that creates that safety. Safety and security cannot come with the boundary protection. Kal Bhairav Pujan is recommended. Lot of people might try for surgical procedures or medical procedures for childbirth. It can become successful if your horoscope has now aligned to the Martian energies. Now, Mars for Capricorn is very important because it rules your 11th house and 4th house. It is your income, your assets, and that is going to increase. Your productivity will increase when Mars will be in the Agni Rashi. But it can also cause gastric issues, acidity issues, lot of heat being developed in the body due to food. So you need to strictly avoid high calorie diet and maybe talk to a nutritionist to follow a very simple sattvic diet. Remember, this Mars can be controlled with the right quantity of food and the right quality of food. For Aquarius, your 3rd lord Mars goes in Krittika, it goes in the 4th house. And this means you will take some super bold, super quick decisions with respect to your siblings, your property, your car, your assets. And Krittika decisions will be good. But if Mangal in your Kundali is right, it's in a good shape, then the decisions will be positive. But if Mars in your Kundali is, say, with Rahu, Ketu, or Saturn, then you need to be very careful. This also shows that the decision making should not be too fast, too aggressive, or too soon. Too much, too soon in any kind, be it communication, be it purchase, be it decision making, is going to be bad for you. But if you're humble, if you're constant, if there is a stability in your decision, if you show a lot of maturity, you are good to go. The problem is that this may also mean restlessness during night, especially for people who work in the night shift or people who work late in the night. You need to be careful. Don't play video games. In fact, you should close your work after 8 p.m. Allow Mars to rest. This Mars will improve the muscle building in your body, which will make you more healthy. But you need your body to have that much of recovery. In fact, this Mars in Krittika is deep tissue recovery. It does not mean that you tax your body. So think on that angle. For Pisces, Mars in Krittika is your second lord, going in the third house. Some 25% in the second house, 75% in the third house, which only is a strong and positive transit, countering the negative Saturn in the first house. This Mars gives you money, confidence, ability to work and act in a positive manner. And this Mars has the potential to give you the best when you really need the best. So it's an all-round positive transit. Correction will happen in your family. Financial corrections will happen. Relationship corrections will happen. You will also see that you will have to be involved in the life of your siblings, but don't be intrusive. Be involved with permission. Because if you become intrusive, this is dominance. If you exert dominance, Saturn will create problems. But if you are helpful and if you're ready to fix your life and your relatives' life, especially your siblings' life, this Mars in Krittika will help you in a big way. This also shows that you will take some bold decisions in your life towards travel, towards your position in the society, maybe your city, selection of place. All that is possible with Mars and Krittika. And if you are a journalist, if you are a writer, if you are somebody who is in automobile industry, perfect time for you. Mars and Krittika makes you bold, makes you smart, makes you expressive, and your words will reach the masses. So ensure what you speak and what you write.